Hey, what's up, guys? Tony here, and welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Tony. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about quitting. So right before I recorded this commentary, I was thinking about recording a Battlefield 3 commentary, and I have an idea in my head. I'm more likely going to do it throughout sometime this week. But I realized, hey, today's Monday. I got to record a Tuesdays with Tony for tomorrow, and I didn't really know what to do. And then it was sort of like that proverbial light bulb moment. It was like, oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about quitting because it's very applicable for me right now, just because of the fact that I've been rage quitting Battlefield 3 on the PC. And so I wanted to quickly just go over an experience that I had in my past and then go right back to Battlefield and sort of finish it off there. So to get started with my past experience, when I was younger, I used to quit a lot of things. I would, a good for instance is I had this car, this Mitsubishi Mirage when I was younger, and it was the first car that I've ever bought. It was a used car. I picked it up in it was 2001, sometime after I graduated high school, and I had it until 2004. So I had it for 3 years. And this one time I custom built a turbo kit for it. Not all the way. I didn't complete the customization. The build itself. It got to the point where I had about 85% of the kit put together, and I got really impatient and I wanted to put it together. So I tried over these 2 weekends to put it together, and it fucking was so miserable of an experience because it was terrible. It was the worst jerry-rigged kit you'd ever seen. I mean, I had this really nice intercooler. I had a really nice MSD ignition system. I had this Apex air fuel controller, the AFC. I had these nice injectors, a decent turbo, and then I had this jerry-rigged manifold, and I was going to jerry-rig some intercooler pipes together. It was terrible. And so for me, when the going got tough, the tough didn't get going. The tough got going. I quit. I just was threw up my hands and I quit. And actually sold my turbo kit after trying for 2 weeks to get it put together. I was that impatient, and I'm just like, okay, I'm done. I'm over. I'm going to do something else now. I'm going to do something easier, which in the car world ended up being nothing. I didn't do shit with the car. I had a slow ass Mirage, and that was it. I mean, well, I guess I take that back. I got a nitrous bottle, and that made me happy for a while until I blew up my motor. But the thing is, though, is I when I was younger, I quit a lot of things. A lot of things that did not come easy to me, I quit. And that's the thing is, for some people, and like myself, and I do not mean to brag right now, but a lot of things come really easy to me. I'm like a jack of all trades kind of person. There's a lot of things that I could be good at, but there's not any one thing that I'm particularly great at. And that's sort of a tangent that I'm going to get off of right now. And the reason why I bring that up is because for me, like I mentioned with the car, was the same way with school. Like when the going got tough, I didn't get going. I got quitting. I dropped out of college 3 times. And so for me, when I finally graduated, it was a huge accomplishment for me. It was something that I thought that I would never finish. Something I never thought I would do. And I felt that way when I got my associate's degree, and I felt that way tenfold when I got my bachelor's degree, because it's something that I always wanted, but it's not something that I worked for. It's not something that I really tried for. Like I said, I quit my junior college, right out of high school. I dropped out of dropped out of college. I dropped out of college 3 times, 2 different schools, and I just didn't have it. I didn't have the patience for it, and that sucks because I spent a good 5 or 6 years, or no, actually it wasn't 5 or 6 years, probably 3 or 4 years. Anyway, so I spent some time outside of college that I could have been putting towards bettering myself. But I mean, in retrospect now, I look at myself and I realize that I wasn't ready for college. And the reason why I bring that up is because here's the point to the whole me bringing up quitting. When I was in Europe, I realized something for the first time in my life that I hadn't realized before, and that is for me the ultimate goal, and this was a serious cause for my own impatience in life, is that I wanted the end goal without doing any of the work. I wanted the turbocharged car, but I didn't want to save the money, build it properly, get the right components. I went as far as I felt that I wanted to go, and when it didn't get done the way I wanted it to be done in that short amount of time, I quit and I sold all that stuff, and I started all over. And when school wasn't happening fast enough, when I wasn't doing well enough, or I wasn't successful enough, or maybe it just didn't come easy enough for me, I quit. And so what I had learned in Europe from these experiences that I've had in my youth is that the end is not what matters. The end is not what matters. It's the journey that matters. We're on this path, and the experience is not getting to Europe. That was not the experience. It was the experiences. Sure, the experience of getting to Europe and experiencing Europe, that is great. But the lesson learned from that experience is that the trip to get to Europe in itself is a lesson of discipline. You know, I would work weekends at Pizza Hut. I would save $100 a week. So I saved $400 a month to save up to go to Europe. And so I worked my ass off so I could go. And that's right there. That's what it's all about. It's the entire journey. You know, getting to Europe, going to Europe, coming back. That's all the journey. And it's the same way with school. You know, it's not the degree. Now that I have the degree, I can look back at the journey and I can go, okay, what did I learn from that? You know, that's the biggest thing to learn. It's not the prize. You know, the prize isn't it. You know, once you get the prize, you get the prize because it's what you work towards. You don't get the prize because you want the prize. You know, there has to be some sort of work that goes into that. So basically what I'm getting around to now, to switch to Battlefield really quickly, because I really don't want to make this all that long. But for me in Battlefield, I've been quitting Battlefield 3. I'd be like playing on the PC, and it's just not been the experience that I've been looking for. It's been difficult. It's been frustrating. It has not been anything like my PS3 experience altogether. And so I've been quitting Battlefield. I just don't have fun playing on the PC. And so I realized tonight, while I was wanting to make another Battlefield 3 video, that for me the journey, I need to sort of take a hint, take a lesson from my own playbook here, and realize that if I want to be good at Battlefield 3 or Battlefield or any shooters on the PC, I got to put the time in. I can't expect to just get the prize and be good at Battlefield or be good at a shooter just because I know that I have a fair amount of ability on the PS3. It just doesn't work that way. So I got to put my time in. And so that's why I thought this would be a good subject matter for this week's video, just because of the fact that I think there's a lot of people that can relate to this, where things might not come easy to you, and out of fear, pure frustration, you just quit. And so I just want to say that don't quit, keep trying. And as trivial as it sounds, since I'm talking about Battlefield, but as trivial as it sounds, I am actually sort of got revitalized my own interest in Battlefield. And so I'm going to be trying to practice a little bit more to just be a good player, and remember that the journey never ends when it comes to anything. The journey is ongoing. Anyways, I can ramble on probably for another 15-20 minutes, but I'm not going to. So basically, to sort of sum it up in a nutshell, through my own past experiences, I realized that I had quit a lot of things. And so I have tried to change my own personality or my own philosophy to struggle through, to fight through, to break through these tough times that I used to quit from. I used to quit whenever it got tough, so I want to break through those and keep on fighting, keep on trying, because the journey is long. And like I just said, for anything like that's a skill-based thing, it's never ending. You're always going to get better the more you do something and the more you practice. So keep at it. Just because things get tough, that doesn't mean you need to quit. And that's pretty much it. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll talk to you guys later.